out.
So what had just happened was this camera wasn't up on the stage, so that was why there's no sound, because I have the sound here.
Okay.
But I tried to mute that one, but it didn't work out so well. But anyway, that's for another day. Charcoal still lighting, taking a little bit longer than what I anticipated. But anyway.
That's all right. The cook is going to be quick anyway.
Yeah, so we got this. I don't know if you want to spin it around so they can see. It's a knockoff of the Sportsman's Grill. You got your draft door, you got your coal access door. The pre-seasoning is like very crap on it. I can see that on the grill grate. I can see the crappy pre-seasoning.
The cast is kind of rough too.
Yep, and that comes from your
cheap Chinese quality.
Yeah. I don't want to bash the Chinese. Good morning, Charlie. I don't want to bash them. I mean, it is just a cheap grill, and that's what it is. It's cheap cast iron.
And I paid $37 for this. How much was the Sportsman?
When I got it on sale, was $67. But that was on sale when they were getting ready to discontinue them. Now the new one I think is 150. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't think it'll melt down, but I also don't think it's going to be. I mean, it'll hold up just fine, I think. But I've started a little comparison video on comparing this one to the Sportsman's Grill. There's not much. I mean, there's little differences, but because of...
I think the big difference is it's just like 2 inches smaller all the way around.
Yeah. So, but we're waiting on the charcoal to heat up. I don't know why it's taking so much longer, but anyway. We did find that those little cookie skillets that Walmart's selling right now with the cake batter and the brownie mix and all that stuff. What's up, Scotty? Those fit really well on here. So if you were to do easy or sunny side up eggs or whatever, over easy eggs, words can bobble. They would be perfect for that. Number 3 skillet fits great. You get up to a number 8 skillet and it covers the whole thing. It fits. It would cover the whole thing, where the smaller ones you can fit 2 on there. We did find that the Lodge dual griddle fits really good on there. We'll show that in a little bit, because I got a feeling that's how he wants to cook his breakfast. But yeah. Other than that, did you see Scotty's going to start doing vlogs?
I saw that.
Yes. Kind of refreshing. He's doing all kinds of the kids' sports stuff, and
yeah, I saw this morning he was trying to find his local youth hockey page or something, and it disappeared. He couldn't find it.
Yeah. Pretty cool, man. Family first. YouTube will be there. YouTube ain't going nowhere. This week I've had a hard time trying to get motivated to edit. Imagine that. We were just talking. Cub was in a car accident on Monday, and dealing with her and dealing with the wife. It's, with her still with her shoulder stuff. It's just been kind of unmotivating for me to to feel like I'm able to take that time to myself.
Right.
Where you don't know what they're going to need or whatever. And not like I can do a whole lot. I mean, her arm's like this in a sling. So it's limited what she can do. But the main thing I look at is keeping her from falling into depression, because she doesn't have any hobbies. She hates cooking. she'll bake something every now and again, but I mean, we don't need baking all the time. So, and there's only so much she can do because you think about when you're measuring, you got one hand and then you got to level it out or whatever.
Right.
So it makes it hard.
Hold the measuring cup next to your chest. You're going to put flour and sugar next to
all
over you.
Yeah. So it makes it a chore, and then trying to get her up and moving so she's out of the chair, and just trying to get her doing stuff is occupying more time so we don't fall into, some sort of depression or anything like that, because she did have its, what was I going to say? She had a kind of a breakdown where it's just getting frustrating because she wants to go do stuff, but as she tries, it causes a lot of pain. Because not only did they do the rotator cuff, but they shaved some of the bone off of her shoulder, and they had to reattach her bicep back up. So it's a little more in-depth than just the rotator cuff. And that's where we're running into the issues, is trying to, I mean, you got all this pulling down in here, plus up in here. So,
right. Plus, the muscle is in a completely different spot now. That's going to take a lot of getting used to.
Yeah. So it's been a week, very taxing for myself. So I have to kind of take time to, step out in the garage and piddle fart. And, I took off and went and sat down and read a little bit. Just kind of had to break away and just had to, she was all set. She was watching some channel, and then what's up, Honey Badger? Yeah, Tom, I did see Booger called it quits. She was one that I've been following for a long time, and we were doing stuff kind of together, not really in the challenges, but I mean, we knew each other by name and chats and stuff. Commenting on videos back and forth. 9 years, it's a long time. It's a long time. Really helps, kind of put things in perspective a little bit. You do this for 9 years. I'm 8 years, and you just kind of say, what are we doing? I like the live aspect. So, even if I were to quit doing videos, we'd still do the live, because I enjoy the live.
I do too.
The video aspect, I have a hard time trying to video at it's getting harder to video because there's what I want to do and how I'm doing it versus I don't know. It's just difficult. And then you try to find things that look really good and sound really good, but I don't know how to word them right to get the traction to go. And then I have a scheduling conflict where I upload 2 videos on the same day, which was I totally botched that one.
Well, you can change that at any time, can't you?
Well, so both videos came up, and I didn't know that both of them went live. Normally, I schedule one and then I schedule the other the week later, but both of them went live, and I didn't know that I'd already scheduled one when I scheduled the other. Like, I didn't think about it. So I start getting comments, and I get them on the one video, and I'm like, all right. And then this other one comes up, and I was like, that shouldn't be live. What the heck? So the turkey video has been very underperforming because of that. So, as long as you enjoy it, it makes sense. Yep. Is that why nothing makes sense to Charlie? Yeah. So it's this week's been rough as far as trying to get motivated to do stuff, and but everybody's happy and healthy. Well, I don't know about happy, but they're healthy, and yeah, we're not going other than the wife's physical therapy, that's all we're going to. So, but let's get on with this. I don't know what our charcoal's doing. Doesn't look like much. So you need a camera crew? I do. Slowly going, huh?
Yeah, it's going.
Oh, I see the flames now. Yeah.
It's going good.
Okay. We ready to dump?
Tongs. Flip a couple of these over.
So with the Exactamundo would be better for easier. It would be. My camera crew has no interest in being a camera crew, so it is what it is. Gets annoying to film something. Shoot. What the heck just happened? There it is. Gets annoying to film something. Sometimes you just want to do it. And that's what happens is I'm just like, yeah, let's just do it. And then post pictures later. Need to pay Rusty more to hold the camera. So we've talked about that and at one time, and then it was I'd have to have a monitor this big set up with the camera on top of it so he could adjust it. But trying to juggle the tripod phone and utensils, ingredients, figure out shots, yeah, all by yourself ain't easy. It's not. It's and I try to do the multiple cameras, so then like I did one edit the other day and a couple weeks ago, and it took me about 3 hours to edit. So, is that Rusty's grill? Yes, it is. Does he know what he's doing with it? No. So the trick, or I guess not really the trick, the key thing with these kind of where's the tongs? With these kind of grills, the Sportsman's grill, is you want a single layer. So however you put these in here, you don't want to just, you can dump it in, but you don't want to go like a full heaping chimney. Now this is just a number 10 can that has a grate in the bottom, and it's just self-tappered, and that's what I use for a smaller charcoal amount. So this opens up so you can move stuff around, but you see how we've got just a single layer. Now what happens otherwise is you dump in a full chimney and you have no control over your heat. It's just high heat, full blast. So at least this way you have the ability to control it some. I'll probably catch everything on fire. So right here is your draft door, so you can allow air in and control kind of how much heat's going in there, because your heat's rising. So it's going to suck air in through one side or the other. I mean, it's going to breathe. That's just what it is. Can you guys see that good? I don't want to start messing with the camera angle, but this is let's see. There we go. So you can kind of see a little bit better. You got the little draft door here. It opens up so you can get to the air can get to it. You can close it back. It's not it's kind of like a Weber kettle. It's going to get air one way or another.
Right.
So it's just how much do you want the coals to struggle to get air. A lot of times I just take this off. Like I don't even use it. With a thin layer of charcoal, you kind of want them to get hot, but you don't want them like roasty toasty, high heat kind of thing. You know what I mean? So that's why we don't have it piled up. Make sense?
Yeah.
So now we can put, this is going to hurt nothing. Just putting olive oil on there, let it kind of almost, you want to call it a season, you can. It's not going to hurt anything. So your grill came with a little tool. I think we showed that. So the little tool, it's a bottle opener / grate lifter. So if you have to lift it, you can. With this method, what's nice is you take your tongs and you can open the door and you can add coals where you want it. If you need more coals, you just throw some new ones in. Let's see. Yep. So, and this is the Lodge reversible griddle. I think you can pick them up at Walmart, Sam's Club. Does it have a bottle opener on the lifter? Yeah. Yeah, the handle. This is the lid lifter. And the idea being you get in between these two, so the center straddles the center of the grill rack goes in there. There's your bottle opener. And then you can lift it up and move it around. Yep. Let's see. So that's the Lodge grill grate or griddle. Y'all seen this before. It's got the griddle plate on the top and the grill on the bottom. That's a signal from the beer to start smashing beers before the game. Yes. So, and as you see, it fits. There's the lip of the grill or griddle fits nice and snug right there, so it doesn't shimmy, and it can go forward or it can go backward. But then you've got about about inch, 2 inches, 3 inches overhang.
Probably about 2.
But that works out good because if you need to move stuff over to the cool side, like on a Blackstone, slide that over. Now you have your cool side right here. The grill grate stops here, so you have a little cooler area, so it's a nice little feature that I don't think anybody recognized. But
he happened to have this extra griddle, and he was nice enough to give it to me since it fit on there perfectly and be able to actually be used, because it was just sitting in his garage not being used.
As Schwarzenegger said in Raw Deal, don't drink and bake. Well, but you dump beer and wine into baking goods, whiskey. You can do that. So a lesson you never learned. That's true. Thought you had to. Oh, you thought you had to drink and bake? Yeah.
I've never really been a big drinker since I got out of the Army until I met you and started hanging out with you. And that pretty much, because every time I was over here, there was drinking going on, and I just started to drink a little bit again. And then again, whenever you quit, I pretty much quit again, because I'm the kind of person, I can buy a 12-pack on Super Bowl Sunday for the game and drink the last one at the 4th of July cookout. Because I'm just not a big drinker.
Yep. Yep. I'm a bad influence. Always have been. But now I'm trying to influence for the greater good. Okay, I couldn't say that with a straight face. Oh, but I don't know. I started making this Fireball pumpkin pie. I don't know how many years ago. I've never drank Fireball. Like growing up, we had Fire Water, which was in a black bottle with flames, and it was like 100 proof cinnamon. It's freaking awesome. But then they quit selling that, or I can't find it anymore, and Fireball became popular.
Our drink was called Aftershock.
Yep, we used to do that. Well, I ain't going to talk about all that stuff we did, but we had our run with Aftershock, and there was a blue one they called Avalanche. And but anyway, so I've never drank Fireball, and when I first got it, I got it just for pumpkin pie. So I buy the little bottles, and use it for pumpkin pie. And I've still never actually drank Fireball, and I've been making this pie 15 years.
I've had a couple shots of Fireball over the years. I like it. I like the cinnamon flavor, but our most common use for Fireball is whenever we make Fireball cupcakes.
Greater good? Who's good? Yeah. Technically, you're an influencer. I see what you did there. Yes, I am I guess I could be an influencer. I've never really thought of myself as one, but I am on YouTube and Instagram, and she's getting a little warm. Might have to add a few more coals, which is fine, just to get her up and moving. We never had Fireball. Had Goldschlager many years ago.
I love Goldschlager.
Hate the word influencer, so it's negative. Protagonist. Goldschlager, yeah. I had my I've run that through a day in court and trial and all that. I've had my share of that.
What you looking for? You want me to start some more charcoal real quick, or do you think just throw some splits in there, or would that help fire it up faster? Just throw some briquettes in there.
So yeah, you could throw a little split in there, or you take this charcoal, reach in, grab you a couple pieces, and you don't want to start. I've not found where I needed to start another chimney.
Okay.
I just add a few briquettes as needed, so that way you don't end up wasting coal. Yeah. Mandy, what's going on, cuz? Hopping on to say I finally made the swamp soup last night, and it was definitely a keeper recipe. Yeah, we liked it. I really liked that one.
Really good.
I've got one bag left in the freezer that will probably get out probably later this week. Yeah, that was some good stuff. I've got a recipe that I was going to do. Today, maybe later today. Come out of the old church cookbook, and one of our classmates, it was her recipe for a hearty Italian soup. Simple stuff. So I was going to make it this morning, but Rusty asked about doing this, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So there we go. You want to make the swamp soup? It looked good. Oh, man, I'm telling you, it was fantastic. Featuring the briquettes live from Bear City Barbecue Hall. That's a good one. So yesterday we which cookbook? It was the Greenview United Church of Christ. I think it was 2016 edition. I'll send you the picture of it later. But yeah, it was it looked pretty simple. You took Italian sausage, you brown that up, then you take the grease out, and then you did your veg, your onions and peppers, or what's left of the grease, and then it was bouillon, water, but I'll probably use my homemade broth, and then it's tomato sauce and tomato juice. Yep. And I think there was something else. And then you mix it all up, and it's like a soup.
Okay.
And I was like, ooh, that sounds good. And no, we didn't win the lottery. Yeah, I didn't win one either. I didn't even draw. To me, it's just like giving money away every time I
the winner
try
of
to
the
play.
lottery got their ticket at Publix.
Really?
Yeah.
I hear swan soup is a Haitian recipe originating in Springfield, Ohio. Swan soup. I'd have to look that one up. I don't know that one.
No, I've never even tasted swan.
I'm sure it'd be like goose, which is kind of like duck.
Yeah.
You can turn that towards you so that way you can. Charlie, I won the lottery. I was born with these looks. She getting warm?
Yep.
Yep. So Mandy, the wife and I were talking yesterday about, some of our plans for the next year and traveling and whatever, aside from regular weekend getaways and stuff. Our trip to California was one. It's a joke from last year. Our trip to California next, we're really looking forward to that. So putting that on the main agenda for the next year. Never been to California.
Me either.
I don't know if California's ready for me, but
I mean, all the stuff that I see on the news and on social media about the homelessness, walking down the street and you have to walk around piles of human feces, just like in New York and stuff. I have no desire. I mean, California doesn't even look exciting to me. New York, all the fabulous stuff that does go on there, I understand it's a huge mecca for the United States. I have no desire to ever go to New York because of the crime and the reputation that New York has.
Yeah. So someone won $900 million, bought the ticket at Publix, like you said.
I thought it was 980. But still,
Jeez. You lose what, 45% in taxes. Still,
Yeah.
geez, a Pete. Maybe you walk away with 400 million. Wow. The recipe is officially called green garlic and ginger chicken in rice soup.
That's a lot of words.
That's the swan soup. Okay. Green garlic. How do you get green garlic? I don't know. Would be very interesting time. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. That would be nice. California is great. So is New York. He's going next year for the youngsters' graduation. Cool.
And my daughter's been twice, and she was really big into Broadway and musicals and stuff like that. She was a singer and everything, but she talks about how great it was. But she also talks about how certain places
You don't want to
go.
Yeah, you just don't go. Oh. Digging in the wood pile. Slide a couple of them in there. That'll help get things going. I'll tell you what, these little stink bugs are all over the thing.
I know. I got them all over my place too.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've never really been one to want to travel. I mean, back in the 80s, everybody wanted to go to LA to be a rock star. I wanted to live the life, but I had no musical talent other than press and play on the cassette deck. But I wanted to go and live the lifestyle, of a rock and roller. Probably not making any money at it, but I was born in New York, been to Buffalo, hated it. Buffalo on the fence. Prices in general are too high. That graduation, we're looking at going. So my nephew, Pay graduates in May. My nephew graduates from Ada. He's up in I forget the school now. But anyway, he graduates there in Ada with his PhD. Yeah. And so we're going back up there. So it's like we'll go over to Callaway to watch Pay graduate. We'll have a few days, then we got to go to Ohio to watch my nephew graduate, and then we get to come home. So upstate New York is really pretty. My one cousin, they used to live in New York. They were kind of in. I don't think they were on the outskirts. They weren't downtown. But now they're back home in Atlanta, and they love it.
My wife, she wants to go during Christmas time and see all the lights and the big tree and the Rockettes and all that stuff. Central Park. I mean, my wife has just always wanted to go, and I just have absolutely zero interest in even going to the city.
Yeah, I'm not big on crowds, so it'd be one of those adventures to do once. I don't know that I'd want to do it all the time. Like for me, the trip to California, I'm really looking forward to because it's somewhere I haven't been, and might as well call her my niece. Mandy's daughter actually asked when we were coming to see her, so it's kind of like one of the kids want to hang out with us. They want us to travel all the way across the U.S. just to see them. So that's kind of a hitch in the feel goods. You know what I mean? When you go to Ada, are you going to stop by for a collab? Depending on the time. When we get back to the hard part for us is when we go to Ohio, we have family in Sydney and then we have family in Columbus, and trying to split that time is always hard. So if time allows and we're up there long enough, then absolutely. I would love to do a collab cook. I missed you the one week. One time we were up there, James texted me. He's like, "Hey, check your email." Like he sent me a thing on, and I was like, "Oh shoot, man, I don't check my email hardly at all." So I was like, "Dang it!" And we just missed. Like we were already in Columbus then. But yeah, that'd be cool, man. It's taking a little while, ain't it?
It is. No sizzling or nothing yet.
Yep. I don't know. I think I've been storing my charcoal in a bucket a tote, and I think that it's just kind of getting damp, and it's not. But anyway, we got time. It's just starting to go. I mean, it's heating up a little bit. 15 minutes away from Sydney. I grew up outside Ada. Yeah. Yeah, I've been to Jackson Center a few times. Basketball, couple parties. Didn't spend much time in Jackson Center because it seemed like every time that we ventured out of our little
Now the wood's catching.
Our little cornfield in the southern part of Shelby County, we always got into trouble. No matter where we went. If we went to one of the other little county areas, Russia, Laramie, Anna, Botkins, Jackson Center, we always ended up in trouble. St. Mary's, it was bad. But
I can't imagine you getting in trouble in your younger days.
well, if it wasn't, a lot of times it was the guys I was running with. They were the ones that were really trouble would find them. But so we did go up to a car show yesterday. Our friend Amanda, who operates the Hungry Heroes, I was the victim. I'm not saying I was the victim, dude. You know, I think it was a mutual.
Starting the color.
You put a bunch of us corn-fed hillbillies and rednecks into a close quarter bar. I mean, things are going to happen. Add Lovelace and consider it the world's first computer programmer. I don't know where that one went, but anyway, so Amanda did a car show barbecue event. We went to yesterday, and she was surprised. I mean, like you were supposed to register your cars that you were going to be there, and there was like 90 some that registered, but over 150 showed up to get their cars in there to be shown or whatever. Pretty awesome, pretty neat little deal. We had a good time. They had a couple of little raffles, and they had the cars. They had a lot of cars to look at. Pretty neat ones. I've got a fondness for the Z28s. I don't know why. I just always liked those. They had I guess it was like a mid-90s Firebird. Not the Ram Air, but had the scoops weren't indented into the hood. They were up above.
Okay.
They were kind of up. So that was pretty sharp. But this bus, it was a short bus, and it was like from a Head Start program or whatever.
Right.
But it was still yellow, and they had the patina on it. I mean, it looked really cool. And they had the big wheels on it. I mean, the wheels were this wide. They were wild. And that was my favorite. You couldn't get in there and walk around. You couldn't even really see inside it because it was jacked up a bit. And but it was pretty neat. Lots of
cooking now.
Some BW bugs. You know, of course,
Where was the show? Was it here local?
Yeah.
Rock Hill?
Yep.
Where?
Up at the Armory.
Do you know? Did you happen to see my brother there?
He wasn't there.
He wasn't?
I didn't see him.
Because he puts his Mustang in all kinds of shows.
Yeah, I didn't see him. There was a couple Mustangs there, a couple newer ones. It was a pretty neat little show. We had a good time. Redneck car. But it raised money for a good event. You know, there was a local coffee place there. There was the kettle corn people were there. Of course, she was selling her barbecue plates, and they had their stand of new merch. I didn't get any new merch. I'm still repping the classics, the old school stuff. I've got some of her original pieces.
Well, the last event we went to, Teresa got a shirt and a hat, I think.
Yep. And in fact, I'm wearing a Hungry Heroes hat now. I like that lady. She's a really nice lady. And oh yeah, yep. Her mama makes banana pudding, and I mean it's all from scratch. And her dad runs the barbecue and runs a big smoker. They've got a dual wielding Traeger on a trailer, so it's a trailer and it has Traegers on both sides, so it opens up on both sides. But she's also sponsored by Traeger, so. But it was a good event. Got out, and then buddy of mine had his 60th birthday party last night, so we went over and had dinner with him, and he had his family, his son and daughter in. They're from up around Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania somewhere, and they came in and they got to play Catan. It's a game similar to Monopoly and Risk, like if you put the two together. But I've never played it. I've heard about it, and so he had got some expanded pieces or boards to add to it or something. I don't know, but he was talking about how they played that and enjoyed it. And
I've never heard of that.
it's been out for quite a while, but it's not. I'd never played Risk.
No, Risk. Isn't that like the old war game and stand up square pieces and
strategy? Yeah, you had to like overtake the world. Yeah. My brother had the Lord of the Rings version, and where you had the whole board was the whole map of that, whatever you want to call it, that realm. And we set it up, and I think we started playing it, but the beer got flowing too much, and we decided we were going to play it another day, and we never did. Love playing Risk. Closest I ever came to conquering the world. Closest I came to conquering the world was with Pinky in the Brain. But yeah, so we're let's see. So my buddy F3 guy, he had his 60th birthday party last night, and it was kind of neat. They had a big banner up that said in 1965, this was all the popular stuff. It was pretty cool looking. You know, seeing who was at the top of the Billboard charts, how much milk and gas were.
Yeah, I love seeing that kind of stuff.
Your income,
right, the cost of the house, and I've always found that stuff was really neat.
Yeah, so it was kind of neat. Then they had trivia questions, and for around that time, like I didn't know. No, this is just me being me because I wasn't into the Beatles. But evidently, the Beatles had 2 movies.
Yellow Submarine.
I guess that was one
and
of
Downtown Abbey.
no.
There's something Abbey Road, Abbey. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was. A Hard Day's Night. Okay.
Yeah, Hard Day's Night.
I didn't know that they had that. So, and then something came up about The Sound of Music, and I was trying to get one of the ladies to. They wanted to sing Happy Birthday, so I was trying to get her to do Happy Birthday, but to the tone of Sound of Music, like The Hills Are Alive.
Yeah.
And
You could have just called Julie Andrews and had her do it over the phone. FaceTime.
yeah, I don't have her number like that.
Oh, okay.
I don't run the same circles you do, man. Hard Day's Night. Help. Was Help a movie? Magical Mystery Tour. I wasn't into the Beatles at all like that, so I don't know. I mean, the only thing I remember from like '65 was that was before I was born, but Scooby Doo. I love me some Scooby Doo.
Growing up, Scooby Doo and the Flintstones were my two favorite cartoons. If they were on, I never left the darn living room. I mean, I've watched it religiously.
Speaking of religiously, I've been kind of conflicted, but not really conflicted. More like a, how did the Flintstones? They had a Christmas episode.
Yep.
That kind of doesn't make sense, right? The timeline.
No, it's something to match up.
I mean, I know that they did it for the kids in the show, and this is your favorite cartoon. Do a Christmas episode, but when you stop back and you think, you're like, wait a minute, something doesn't add up there. But
perfect example of using the cool side.
Yeah, I did it. Maybe I didn't bring that. I thought I did. What? There's a bottle of water over there.
I didn't even see it.
Let's see. Let's see. So yeah, I didn't understand that one. There's a lot of questions. So when you start reading the books, you start getting a lot more questions than you do answers. If that makes sense. But that might be for another show. But the Beatles, I was never really big into the Beatles.
I wasn't either.
In fact, when my dad used to listen to, he was mainly Kenny Rogers. So was my mom, and she was into Barbra Streisand, which I can't stand.
Really, she's an amazing talent.
Oh, but at 24, like all the time. If mom was in the car, slid in Barbra Streisand.
Oh.
If it wasn't that, it was Kenny Rogers or the Beach Boys. Majority of the time, it was Barbra Streisand. But when I got into, like, my dad had Steppenwolf as an album, like a record, and when I started getting into like Def Leppard and wanting to get into more like the Van Halen stuff, he was against it. I don't know what the deal was, but he was completely against Van Halen. Because I went to try to get the album for Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, and it's not that bad. I mean, it was a Pepsi commercial, right? And he went absolutely nuts over that and would not let me get it. And I had worse albums, but for whatever reason, he wouldn't let me ever get that. So,
yeah, I had one album like that my parents wouldn't let me get, and that was Black Sabbath, Masters of Reality. I ended up getting it anyway.
Yeah.
But they were dead set against me getting that.
One way or another. I'm gonna get you. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I had 2 Live Crew and NWA and stuff like that, and they for whatever reason he didn't like Def Leppard either. But I don't know. He didn't listen to a lot of hard rock or any of that 70s rock much. But then I would blare Ice-T and Metallica. He didn't really like those either.
I never played rap, the beginning of rap, Ice-T, Ice Cube, NWA. That was not my kind of music. I just could not stand it. And they would be rapping and talking so fast, and everything was sex and drugs and killing people and stuff. I mean, I just could not stand the content.
Yeah.
I didn't like the music. But then again, I was a band. I was a saxophone player. I was a music major in college. I loved music. And to me, that wasn't even close to being music.
Yeah. Well, Kiss was all about sex and drugs.
I didn't care for Kiss.
I didn't get into them until their Revenge album, which was after they stopped wearing all the makeup. That's when I kind of got into them.
I remember growing up, my mom and dad, they didn't like Kiss. And to help us not like Kiss, they used to tell us that stood for Knights in Satan's Service, and that was devil music, and we couldn't listen to it.
Yeah, I had all kinds of stuff
but music like Journey, I loved Journey, Air Supply, REO Speedwagon. That was my favorite kind of music because it was melodic. It was actually music.
Yeah.
And I mean that's just what I grew up with as a teenager. That was my favorite kind of music.
I got into all the darker stuff. The Black Sabbath was kind of mild because Judas Priest was mild. I got into like Manowar, Dio. I wasn't a big Doors fan.
I didn't care for Morrison either.
I mean, he had 1 or 2
that was
songs.
a little bit before my time.
Yeah,
I say the decade before my time, pretty much, because that was heavy '60s. But
yep, parents said Elvis was the devil music way back in the day. Yeah.
Well, Elvis was my mama's favorite artist, and I grew up with Elvis. Like you were talking about how you had the what's her name?
Barbra Streisand.
Barbra Streisand every day.
Yep.
That's the way I was with Elvis.
Yeah, I did. Check out the Swedish band Ghost. Satanic church worship. There was one channel way back in the day that I found. Late night they would play. It was a Christian channel, and they would play all kinds of Christian rock and Christian metal, and I was like, holy crap! And it got me thinking. I found some bands that I liked that were Christian based, and way back, I don't know, in my youth, I went with a guy to. It was a concert and I think it was White Lion, but I'm not sure. I don't know if they were a Christian band then, but it was some Christian band we went to, and they were really good, and I really liked them. But I can't remember for the life of me who it was. Scandinavian metal's crazy. Yeah. There's been several that come on I used to find on TikTok. I mean, I'm not on TikTok anymore, but used to find stuff on TikTok that people would dress up like Vikings and stuff. Gore, they were heavy metal, so heavy you couldn't even understand what they were saying half the time. It wasn't your typical Soundgarden style, but Alice Cooper, It's a show. Get over it. Yep. Alice Cooper. I had recently found a YouTube video where he was being interviewed, and they were talking to him about his about the difference where the persona that he portrays, and then what he's talking, what he's really talking about, and basically it's his Christian faith and all that stuff. Oh, there we go. Get her a little bit more level.
Yeah.
Well, she's got to cook a little more before you do that. But Gore is fun. They put a great show. I never saw them, but I had a guy that I was at high school that was really into them. And that's what turned me onto them, and I was like, oh, hey, yeah. Honey Badger was listening to Scandinavian punk rock last night. Sweet. Yep. Gotta take the cap out. Gore was an episode codenamed Kids Next Door. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, I used to listen to a lot of crazy crap like that. I wasn't really into, like, I don't know, specific artists. I would just, like, when Page and Plant, separated whatever, I wasn't really into them. Like, it didn't bother me none. I was just listening to it. How's your heat going? Pretty good?
It's enough to finish up the eggs.
Okay.
So this should be enough.
You can
But
move.
it was really cold on the cold side, and whenever
Yep.
it all rolled over there.
You can move some tongs.
Yeah.
Move your coals over so all your heat's on the one side. And then now you're seeing all the ash there, all busting up. I'm gonna teach him how to use this thing one way or another.
Yeah, the only way that I've ever used this, whenever the sportsman being with you, we use the gas burners under it.
Yeah.
I've never used this with actual charcoal under it.
Yep. Yeah, I like doing the gas burner because it's just easier and the cleanup's easier. It's a cartoon on Nickelodeon. I know the girls used to watch some sort of. They used to watch all the Nickelodeon shows. Ironically, my neighbors were listening to Scandinavian punk rock as well. Well, I'm sure they were if you had it cranked all the way up. It's an odd neighborhood demographic. But
give me a couple more pieces of coal. About 3.
You want coal?
Or a split if you have a split with you.
Yeah, I'll get a split. Give me a second here. There's the lizard.
I don't want him.
You don't want the lizard? There's a little piece. Kind of big. May not fit. It'll catch. Let's see. What else we got going on? What you got going on this week? Anything?
No, not yet. I don't have anything going on cook-wise until Thanksgiving. I've got 5 fried turkeys and 2 breasts. I have a friend who only likes the turkey breast, and so instead of the whole turkey, they just want me to cook in the breast.
Yeah.
But that's all I got so far.
Charlie's asking, are we going to give a overall take on the grill? We can. I don't see any.
Well, you have something to compare it with.
Well, so this is your first time cooking on this. What do you think of it?
I think it works perfectly fine for what it is. I like the idea of having a griddle top instead of using just the grate that comes with it for something like this, of course. If I was going to do hot dogs or a pork chop or a steak, I think the grate will be just fine.
Yep.
But the single layer of coals, I think that we should have put more coals in a little bit sooner because it's done cool down a lot. But once I get used to the little nuances like that, I think this is going to be a perfect little griddle.
Do you see any melting anywhere?
No. I'll be able to see it a whole lot better once we take this plate off and look at it. But
so far, I don't see any melting. What I do see is like right here, there's like a little hole. I don't know if it's a gap in the, like if it's casting flaw, if it's meant to be there. I don't know, because the bottom piece gets bolted onto this piece. And that would be where one of the bolts is. But I don't know if that is a casting flaw or if it is supposed to be there. I won't know until we get it tore apart because I didn't look that far ahead.
Now, do I think this little thing was worth $37? Absolutely.
Now, when I looked on it, I can find it for under 70. So
really? On Temu?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I don't. I don't know. Let's see. They're kind of cheating by using the griddle. Okay, yeah. That should have been done burgers on the original grate. Okay, I get that. Oops. Sorry about that. Shoot, now I lost the chat. Now I lost the chat. Again. Dang it. Bop. Oh well. Studio chat. Oh, I don't know where that went, but I lost the chat. I don't know where the chat went. Banners, media, setup notes, copy the invite. Man, I did it again. Daggone it. Host. Comments. Oh, there we go. Yeah, rigged. Okay, sorry. Use more coals. So Honey Badger says he uses more coals on the Sportsman. Yeah, well, the Sportsman will hold more coals. The wind may be blowing the heat from the grill.
Well, the wind is definitely blowing today.
Yeah, it's blowing pretty good today. But oops. Does seem windy there. Yep, it's been pretty windy. So we can definitely do. We can definitely put it to the pan and do a cook on just the grill grate. Right. Yep. Seeing how we're cheating. But we can run this through a few more weeks and see what happens. Let's see. Next week is the week before Thanksgiving, so we could probably find some turkey breasts and do those. What do you think? Turkey breasts?
We can do it.
And we'll try that. I don't know what else we would do on it. We'll figure it out though.
Well, now that I moved the egg over here to the center,
Yep.
and you level it up a little bit, it didn't run everywhere.
Right. I mean, it's a backyard fire pit, man. It's not level. But do you like running the wood splits in with it, with the coal?
I can't really tell the difference.
Okay.
I like the smell better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I mean the
Yep. Yep. So you like overall you like it?
I do. This is really simple. It's small enough to pack up and take somewhere.
Now, what I found was the downside to it is, like you said, packing it up, taking it somewhere. Is you gotta bring a thing for your, like a bucket with a lid, tight fitting lid, like a metal bucket for your ashes to dump your ash into, and to then you gotta let it cool down. Which once you take the stuff out of it, it does cool down pretty quick. So depending on where you're going, that's the downside to it. This one's a little bit lighter than the Sportsman's, but man, still, you're not going to carry two, like your cooler and that in one hand and walk. So it would be good for a tailgate situation where you can kind of set it off to the side and let it cool down. But you definitely have to have a place to put your ash, because I mean you're going to have coal, you're going to have ashes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do the turkey with the wood splits. I bet it would taste amazing. Okay. Well, that is fine with me. I mean, this drum lid fits very well on top of the Weber kettle bottom, so we'll leave it set up kind of like a Dutch oven table. I mean, that's kind of what it's for, and I'll just leave it alone and do that. Maybe we'll get turkey burgers and do turkey burgers. I'm not going to do turkey hot dogs because that is just no bueno. Let's see. Oh, speaking of Fireball, I got out the Fireball hot sauce. I've been wanting to make my pumpkin pie, so I've been thinking about it. Knowing you were using the griddle, why do you spray the top of the actual grate? Okay, so at the beginning when I sprayed the grate, the reason why was to get a layer of oil on there, because I haven't done anything with it. I mean, I don't know what you did with it.
Took it out the box and brought it down here.
So it was kind of a way to put a little bit of oil on it, so to kind of pre-season. For me, I would have taken it out of the box, washed it, put some oil on it, or Honey Badger's cast iron cure, which is really good. Buzzy Wax, whatever you got. Crisco. I would avoid Crisco, but there's other reasons for that. Canola oil would be a good one. And then bake it off to get that seasoning on it. Knowing that I could see bare metal, I wanted to put a thin layer of oil on there so it could have the opportunity to heat up and season without turning into rust. And then we have a surface rust issue, and then
No.
That's a whole lot more
Before
work.
I put it together, I did take all the pieces to my sink and wash it with hot water and Dawn. And I got it all washed off and dried, but I didn't oil it or I didn't put it in the oven or anything like that.
Yep. So hopefully that makes sense, Tom. And really, I didn't know what he was going to do, if he was going to try to just put the griddle top, the griddle on there to do the eggs and then do everything else on the grill. I wasn't sure. I just told him he wanted to do a breakfast sandwich on the first cook of this, and I was like, that's fine. I have eggs. So whatever. A complete answer. Love it. Rock on, buddy. So yeah, when probably later on, since this is probably going to live here, I'm just teasing. I'll probably give it a good wipe down and at least the grill grate. Give it a good wipe down and bake it off. I've got a couple pieces in the light tank that I need to get out, and that'd be a good opportunity to do to get at least the grill grate season. So I'll probably end up doing that later today, depending. His wife wanted to go do something today. I've been more of a, oh, you want to go do that? Let's go do it. Kind of like yes guy.
Right.
And I usually am, but I'm like, because I need her to get out moving more and not be, because it's, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it's easy to be, you don't feel good and you just stay in the house, and then that just compounds to cabin fever, and you don't really have any hobbies. So going to Sam's Club every 3 times a week is not a good not a good thing. We go to the grocery and it's not always a good thing. I mean, it's a good walk around, but then we end up buying stuff we don't need, and then we find out we need something, and then we're like, but anyway. So she was talking about doing some craft fair, I think, today or something, but we'll see. But let's see, what other news do I have? I don't have any other news. I think I have any other news. We did. What did we do? We do anything? This week's been pretty just mellow, and I want to say high stress. I don't realize how much. Like, I don't feel stressed, but my body feels the stress. Does that make sense? So, with everything, with the 2 things going on at the house, we're kind of like, anyway, I'm just rambling.
And the really strange thing about her accident Monday is the lady that she hit the back of the car of is my wife's best friend. And so I get home and my daughter is telling me, hey, Nolan was in a wreck today. And then my wife is on the phone and it's like, wow, she was in a wreck today too. I'm like, what are the odds? And then we found out it was together.
Yeah. Yeah, it happened.
Luckily, it was minor.
Yep. I mean, they
Nobody was
both
hurt.
They both walked away, no scratches. Just banged up a little bit. So, But all right. Nice. Okay. Now I should try to figure out how to take a picture of this.
All in all, that's a good little first cook.
How's that for a picture? Screenshot that.
With the stream going up in the backyard.
Yep.
In the back of it.
Try to screenshot that. I don't know how to do it on this tablet, but I'll get it. I'll find it later. I'm gonna put a little hot sauce on mine. But okay. Something back here rooting around like a ground squirrel or something. Tom says he's smoking his Thanksgiving turkey. Gonna freeze it and then reheat using sous vide. I have never used sous vide. I had one for months and I gave it away. You?
Yep. And I've used it twice.
Hot and sour soup. Huh? I saw a thing for sweet and sour soup, but I was diving in the old church cookbook and some of these older recipes to get, to try to bring up something different, So I'll be doing some of those coming up. Hot and sour soup's good when you don't feel good.
I've never had hot and sour soup.
We were at this place, and the wife got this spicy brisket soup, and it was really good. Problem is, we can't find any recipe for it. I found one that was really close. It was kind of like a spicy ramen, but it was had brisket in it. So, but okay. So, I mean, we kind of got your overall impression. Worth the $30 some dollars.
$37 and almost 3 months to get here.
Yeah. So we'll try to cook on just the grill grate next week. I'll probably put a couple coats of seasoning on it because I know my Sportsman's grill, I have a hard time with it sticking. Even no matter how much oil I put on it, I always have a hard time. It's a pain in the rear to clean. But we'll run through some paces here and see what See what we think of it. As long as the weather's nice, we can be out here. Should get one by Father's Day. I guess we should order it now. Yep. But I don't know. That's all I got.
It's weird that you can only find it. The cheapest was $70 now.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just what I saw. I didn't spend like hours looking or anything. I just did a quick Google search and that's what it took me to. So, but so far, I think if you're in the market for one, it is like the old style Sportsman's Grill. As far as the draft door, the cold door, you know, if you're into that style, then yeah. The Tariff roller coaster, yeah. I mean, I'd say give it a try. Nothing was broke on it when he brought it over. I didn't see anything broke. I don't see any cracks on this side. We'll give it
another examination after it's cooled off.
Yeah.
See if the heat expanded anything and cracked anything.
Yep. But I don't know.
But I ordered this back. It was back in July.
So, well, that's all I got. Charlie should run for president. He'll fix the country within a year. You know, we were talking about how all these changes to the White House are happening and everybody's blaming Trump, right? All that stuff was already in the works.
Yeah.
It's just he's there when it's happening. So, but we're not going to get into politics. So, I still don't like Michigan. So, all right, everybody. Well, let's get out of here. We've been on a little longer. That's all we got. Remember, there's 2 rules in cooking. Did you have fun? Did it taste good? Rock on. Y'all are awesome. Have a great week.
Have a great week, guys.
We'll catch you guys on the next one where we're doing something with this grill. We'll take the griddle off and the grill next time.
You know, some sausages will fit right there, fit good in between those little runs.
Yep, we'll do something turkey. Let's do that. All right, let's be careful out there.
See y'all later.